What's going on, guys? It's your boy Xbox Gut. Pretty new to the YouTube scene. I decided to get into it with the whole manga. I know manga tubers are like, pretty small and stuff like that. I kind of like that scene, so I thought I'd show you guys my manga collection. And I thought I'd give you guys my thoughts about my favorite series, and my next few videos are going to be about like reviews and stuff like that. Just a little telling you guys what my channel's going to be about. But first, we'll start off with actually these shelves. So we got these shelves today at a liquidation store. I mean, I can't tell you exactly like where to go buy them and stuff like that, but we got a really good deal on them. They're, not that big, but they're very wide. And as a collector of One Piece, One Piece gets very long. So I wanted enough. I didn't think they were going to fit all of One Piece, but, my girlfriend proved me wrong. So we'll start off with One Piece, of course. This is top 5 series of all time. I mean, people are scared to get into One Piece because of how long it is. But if you can get your hands on the box sets, they're a great entry point, and it's just a fun series. I mean, the world's great, the characters great, the antagonists are great, and it's just like you can hop on and off One Piece. Like, you got each individual arc and stuff like that. But yeah, One Piece is great. And I also have my figurine from the Strong World movie. Actually, just picked it up today. Kind of excited about it. Next, we have Fullmetal Alchemist. People say it's one of the best series, top 5 series of all time. And I've read the first 9 volumes, and I think that's enough to say that I don't really like it as much as people do. And I don't know. I just think it's too funny. It's too, I don't know. I do want to give it another try, because there is definitely a reason why people think it's that good. So I'm going to give it another try for sure. Bakuman is a series that is about creating manga. It's about these 2 people trying to create manga. They're super young and stuff like that. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know much about it. I haven't read anything about it other than maybe the first 100 pages of the first volume. Next, we have Death Note. And people love it. But personally, it was my first ever series I tried to read as a whole fucking series, and I just don't think that was a good move for my first ever series, because it's more slow and you really have to pay attention, and I wasn't really looking for something like that. But moving down here, we have Hunter x Hunter. I'm just slowly collecting the series. I know there's about 36 volumes or 38 volumes in the series, so I'm slowly collecting. Next we have Jiu Jitsu Kaizen, volumes 0 and 1. It's okay, it's pretty typical. It's just your typical shonen stuff, but I definitely do see them branching off into their own, in their own way, because it is unique in its own way. Next we have Chainsaw Man, which is my second favorite series of all time. It's just such a turn your brain off and just have fun kind of series. It's just a wild ride all the way through. It starts off super simple and it just gets progressively more complicated and more in-depth, and the character development is fantastic in it. Next we have Die Dark. Kyuya Shida makes Dorohedoro, and I know Dorohedoro is not out of print, but it's out of stock severely, so I wasn't able to get my hands on it. But Die Dark is actually very fun, very funny, and actually kind of gory, but it's very fun. I really like it. Next, we got Blood on the Tracks by Shuzo Ishimi. It's crazy. It's a mind bender of a series. It's just about a mother and a son, and their relationship is insane. You guys have to read it for yourselves. Next, we have A Silent Voice. I only have the first 3 volumes out of 7. It's more of a shorter series. It's a shoujo in a way. It's kind of like a relationship between a boy and a girl. Next we have Zelda, and as a gamer, I have to pick up Zelda Twilight Princess. I haven't read any of them yet, but people say it's pretty good. I think it's up to 9 volumes right now. Next we have the Minish Cap, Zelda the Minish Cap, then Ocarina of Time, then Majora's Mask, and Link to the Past. Those are all pretty... I mean, those are probably I think Majora's Mask and Link to the Past was the very first manga I ever finished, because it's just a one-shot. But I really liked it. It was really fun, like trying to find them at Barnes for the very first time. Next we have Naruto, the first 3 volumes in the omnibus form. Haven't read them yet. Uba Blot Zero, haven't read it yet. I Am a Hero, the omnibus 1. Haven't read it yet other than the first half of it, but I actually really liked what I read. Next we have Orange, which is a series my girlfriend's actually reading currently. She says it's actually pretty good. I might check it out because I also hear that it's a very good like entry point into like shoujo and stuff like that, which I've tried to get into shoujo, but I just can't. And to the right of it, we just have a bunch of novels like Halo, God of War, Aliens, and Star Wars and stuff like that. And then we'll move over here to the bigger shelf. So this is my favorite series of all time. This is Berserk. And what can I say that hasn't been said already? It's amazing. The art's amazing. Kentaro Miura, rest in peace. I just think everything about the series is perfect. The art, the character development, the story, the world setting, everything is perfect about it. Next we have Hellsing. It's not one of my favorites, but it was fun. It was a fun read. It was just it was definitely turn off your brain and just go for the ride. Akira, it was actually my first ever series that I finished. I have it in the box set form and the hardcovers. Very good series. I really, really liked it. And I don't have any complaints about the series actually. Next, moving down here, we have Vinland Saga. And I haven't read it yet actually, but I hear it's definitely top 3 mangas of all time. People really, really like it. And it's like a Viking story. Other than that, I don't know much about it. I have it up to current volume 12 though. Next we have Gantz. This is my most recent pickup. If you guys can see, they're actually all sealed. Don't know much about the series either. Haven't read it. Dragon Ball, another thing. I don't know much about the series. I haven't read it. But I hear very good things about all of these series that I haven't read. That's the reason why I pick them up. And moving down to the final shelf, we have The Drifting Classroom by Kazuo Mez. It was my first ever entry point into horror manga, and I couldn't have chose a better series to get into. I mean, Drifting Classroom was a perfect series to get into because it was just they say Junji Ito's inspiration is Kazuo Mez, and I think it was just a great entry point. Next we have Shiver by Junji Ito. I'm not really a fan of the way Junji Ito tells his stories in like the short little 20-page stories, but it is what it is. I haven't read it yet actually. But Happiness by Shuzo Oshimi is next. Haven't read it yet. Planet Test 1 and 2. Haven't read it yet. I've read a few pages of the first one. The art is incredible. Goodnight Pun Pun 1 and 3. I have yet to collect it. I've had opportunities to collect it in the past, but it just wasn't on my read list, at the top of my read list right away. Next we have No Guns Life. If you're into that super futuristic cyberpunk kind of setting with like literally dudes have guns for heads and there's guns in their hands and it's crazy. Check it out. It's awesome. It's super cyberpunky. Next we have Record of Ragnarok. It's actually one of my favorite series. I skipped Rent a Girlfriend. For good reason though, because it's definitely not a series worth getting into. But Record of Ragnarok, it's actually a really good series. It just came out, I think, last month. But there's an anime adaptation. If you guys don't want to read the manga or even want to wait for the second volume or the third volume to come out, the season 1 is on Netflix. It's amazing. Next you have the Attack on Titan omnibus, which is actually what I'm reading right now. Fantastic. It's one of the very few series that I can actually like binge read, where it's like it's a page turner. Every single page I just turn. And then finally we have Pluto to finish it off, and actually not on a good note. It's not one of my favorite series, but it's not bad. It's more like No Guns Life in the sense that it's like that futuristic, like cyberpunky kind of way, but it's just a little bit too slow for me, a little bit too like detective-y, kind of like. I'm glad it's as short as it is because they beat around the bush a little bit too much. It should be shorter in my opinion, but that's another topic for another video. But I thought I'd just show you guys my collection, and I hope you guys enjoy the ride. And my next video should be a review of one of these series that I've actually finished already, so hope you guys stay tuned. Thank you.